Day 3 of Jets camp is in the books. Here to give you the bullet points. If you appreciate it, a thumbs up is an easy way to show it, and subscribe if you want them all summer long. So, first things first, it was a testy day. We had 3 skirmishes. Michael Clemens getting into it with multiple tight ends and offensive linemen. Rucker and Clemens reportedly throwing some punches at each other. Just happens every camp. You just want to make sure nobody's, breaking hands on any helmets or anything like that. But it is what it is. These guys are fired up. They're ready to compete. Offense, much better today. Rodgers was quote-unquote dealing per Connor Hughes. Touchdown passes to Corey Davis and ended practice with an absolutely beautiful throw to Mecole Hardman, who had some toe drag swag in the end zone. I'm sure there will be a video of that making the rounds on social media at some point today. And the Jets defensive coaching staff had to do their push-ups at the end of practice today because the offense got the better of them as opposed to the last couple of days. Zach Wilson, much better today. 5 for 5 with a touchdown to Lazard and 11 on 11s. Per Robbie Sabo, he was doing a much better job climbing the pocket and doing a better at the line of scrimmage. Per Sabo, whatever that means, I'll trust Robbie. He's at practice, so you love to hear that from Zach Wilson. Garrett and Sauce battling each other. If you want to say the forbidden phrase of iron sharpens iron there, Sauce did have a nice pass breakup on a deep ball, which there was a video of that. And then right on the next play, Garrett beat Sauce for a slant over the middle in a big game. Those two going at each other, I can't believe they're both on our team. It's freaking awesome. Quinnen Williams was unblockable because he's Quinnen Williams. JFM early on was giving the interior offensive line hell. Now, again, I think offensive line versus defensive line is one of the hardest positions to judge in camp when there's no pads on, but it's good to see JFM winning as a pass rusher inside. Tony Adams getting a lot of work with the first team defense. I think, again, it's a 50-50 shot whether he or Amos get that safety spot next to Jordan Whitehead. In terms of some roster bubble guys, running back Travis Dye has really impressed, particularly as a pass catcher, undrafted free agent out of USC, who probably would have been drafted if he didn't hurt his knee. And he's not a very good athlete, but he has a little bit of that Bilal Powell game to him, right? Where he's just good at all the little things. And I do think he's this year's Bam Knight, where you stash him on the practice squad, and if you had to bring him up and play him, he'd probably do all right. Derek Langford is another player on the roster bubble, a cornerback who's long and rangy, had a couple nice pass breakups, and I think that he could be a guy who could take Bryce Hall's spot if they want to move off that $3 million. Some special teams notes: Greg Zerloin, 5 for 5 on field goals, including 2 for 2 over 50, so no real kicker competition this camp. He's a pro. He should be all right there. Punt returns, they were working out Bam, Hardman, Izzy, newly assigned wide receiver Alex Erickson, and then undrafted free agent Xavier Gibson were getting work as returners. So we'll see there. I think Hardman, if I had to pick, I'd go with him and his explosiveness and his experience returning kicks. There it is. If you want a complete breakdown of the Jets' 90-man roster, maybe some names you didn't know, you can check that out down below, and we'll talk ball soon.